The Department of Administration expects Wisconsin's population to be flat through 2030 before it declines in the next 2 decades.
It comes as the state's birth rate is falling and despite a growing population here in Dane County. To talk about the implications of this shift, we spoke with Dale Knapp, the Director of Research at the Wisconsin Counties Association.
I think the top line number that Wisconsin's population is essentially going to be flat in 2030 compared to 2020 sort of masks what's really going on, in that what we're looking at, even though statewide there's very little change in population, we're going to see 53 counties are expected to see a decline in population. So 53 out of 72 counties are expected to see a decline. That number jumps to about 56 in the following decade. So the worker shortages that we're facing now is, given these projections, it looks like it's not only going to continue to get, but to get much worse. And again, when you go to some of these individual counties, they're projecting declines of 15% or more in 16 counties, and so in those areas, you're going to see a dramatic decline in the workforce, and worker shortages just really ramp up.
And one of the big changes is that the fertility rate is going down. So in the report, it looked like a pretty dramatic drop decade to decade. Can you tell us a little bit more about that? Is it a really dramatic change?
Well, it is. And so, and really, this has been going on since 2007, essentially. We've had declining births in this state in every year but two since 2007. When DOA did these projections in 2013 after the 2010 census, they were expecting birth rates to begin to tick up in 2018, 2019, et cetera. And they've never done that. They've continued to decline. But that's one of the big reasons for not only this expected decline in population in this decade, but it's a reason, if this continues, we're going to see continued declines. And this is so important because Wisconsin does not have a lot of in-migration and out-migration. We have some, but not as much as many other states. And so the decline in birth rates today, as this number keeps shrinking, that's our workforce in 20, 30, and 40 years. And so when you see this, persistent decline, that's an indication that our workforce is going to continue to decline for another 30 or 40 years unless we do something about bringing more people into the state via migration.
Well, Dale, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate your time and your expertise.
All right. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.